National Outreach for Biz Kids is provided by a coalition of America's credit unions, where people are worth more than money. A complete list of individual credit union funders is available at wxxi.org.
Every day, America's credit unions help members with their financial needs, and with programs like Invest in America. It's only fitting that credit unions support biz kids because financial education is what we do. Learn more at lovemycreditunion.org.
Little chump, fighting these dastardly villains won't be the same without you by my side.
Holy guilt trips, Ratman. Well, we can still fight crime on the weekends. I just need my own space.
I know, Bobbin, but remember, you've got to watch your spending, my young lord. Living on your own can be expensive. You have to pay for everything yourself, like food, and clothing, and rent, and utilities. It can all add up pretty quickly. And you won't be able to borrow the Ratmobile if you don't live in the cave.
Holy transportation crisis, Ratman. Well, maybe I can live with you for another year.
Ooh, I'm sorry, my old chum. You might want to invest in a bus pass. I've already promised your room to Squidman.
Holy rat betrayal.
Bobbin!
When making money is the aim, these kids, they bring their game. They're the biz kids.
Can you dig it?
They know what's up and let you know just how to make that dough. They're the biz kids. So learn a little more about bringing money through the door. They're the biz kids.
Right on.
Brought to you by Moving Out, because you can't live with Mommy and Daddy forever.
So, I'm finally ready to move out of the house, get my own place, and be independent. Yep. I can see it now. Got you, man. I've got you. Oh! Good job. Good.
You know what the first step is when moving out? Reality check! Now, assuming you have a job, can you afford to live on your own in this big, scary world?
I think so.
Because one of the first things kids discover when they move out is that nothing's free.
There are a lot of expenses that your parents pay for that you probably haven't thought about.
Like what?
Like the roof over your head.
Oh, well.
Before you make that big move, you gotta make a budget. For instance, rent. Okay, gotta pay your first month's rent, your last month's rent, a security deposit, and a credit check fee. You can't forget these things.
They need to figure in utilities.
Right, utilities can be water, electricity, garbage, cable, internet, things your parents paid for that you've never thought of.
Then there's transportation and food.
Okay, I'm a light eater. It's gonna work out.
Work the numbers. You'll find that it can cost a lot of money to live on your own. Just how expensive can it be? Well, that depends on the choices you make based on your income and budgeting skills.
Right. Are you okay living in a dorm, or do you need the penthouse apartment?
Guys, I just want to live on my own and be free. That's it.
Don't forget this guy.
Poochie! Well, I guess this means I'm gonna have to schedule vet bills and dog food. I'm gonna need a roommate or two. Oh, yeah.
I hope life doesn't get too rough for him.
Oh, how
dog.
cute.
Likes your face. That's weird.
I'm Christine. I'm Sarah. We just graduated from NYU, and we're looking for our first apartment.
Hi, I'm Morgan, and I'm a real estate agent in New York City. Woohoo!
There are thousands of apartments out there in New York City to see, and you usually don't know where to begin, and that's exactly where I can come in. So I run the searches for my clients. I take them to exactly what they want to see that's within their budget and I think that they're going to like. And as long as I can help prepare them with the paperwork and the funds that they need to secure an apartment, they should be good to go.
Some of the things we're looking for are lots of light, huge, exposed brick or something like that.
First-time apartment hunters usually do set their expectations too high.
Wow! Look at this. This is awesome. Amazing.
They call me and they say, I want the penthouse apartment.
Great, look at the view.
With 2 huge bedrooms and a large living room and a kitchen with a dishwasher.
$3,100 a month, but it's absolutely beautiful.
They only think about the rent.
I mean, I want this one. Can we take this one?
There are other factors that they have to consider.
Our budget's about $3,200 a month between the two of us.
So did you guys think about all the other costs associated with renting an apartment? There's electric. That usually runs between $50 to $150 a month. Cable and internet, 100 to 150. Your unlimited subway card is usually around $104 a month.
I don't know if we can afford this.
The additional costs were really crazy.
Yeah, it was a lot more than I expected or planned for in our budget.
And we definitely can't afford this place. The biggest thing is just setting their expectations, at the right level and budgeting accordingly.
So let's take a look at this apartment. It's more within your budget.
Closed brick, which is awesome.
Way bigger than the dorm. That's so cool. Both bedrooms have a window, the nice hardwood floors.
My advice for first-time apartment hunters is to really think about your budget. It's not just about the rent. I love helping people find an apartment in the city. It's a very big decision for them. Seeing the look on their face when they sign the lease and I give them the keys is really rewarding, and I really love it.
She helped us find our apartment!
I'm telling you, Lucky, this living on your own can be mighty expensive.
Have you thought about picking up a roommate or two, Fast Buck? Roommates can help save on expenses.
I don't want a roommate.
Roommates can share the cost of food and rent.
Where do I pick up one of them roommates?
Well, what do you think about Gabby?
Yeah, I'll be your roommate. Come on, you and me, pal. What do you say, huh?
You smell funny.
If you're budgeting to move out, you may need a roommate or two.
Or 3.
Whatever the number, it's important for roommates to make a budget.
Maybe 4.
In every household budget, there are fixed costs, expenses that are the exact same every month, like rent.
Maybe you split those evenly, but some costs are discretionary, expenses that you control, like clothing and entertainment.
For transportation, I ride a bike.
Okay, well, I do live pretty far away from work, which means I'm gonna have to take my car. Also means I need to budget for gas and maintenance.
Now wait a minute, he doesn't need a car, he just wants one. It's his decision, and that means it's discretionary.
Actually, I do need my car.
I think he just likes his sound system.
Which is pretty interesting considering his income.
Hey, that's my business.
Exactly, choices. Now, some of these items are a little trickier, like food. Everyone needs food, but it's up to you whether you go out to a fancy restaurant or cook from home. That's at your discretion.
When you're making a budget, it's important to know what's fixed and what's discretionary. If you're having trouble making ends meet, you either have to increase your income or cut back on discretionary spending.
I'd rather increase my income.
Yeah, that 25 cents an hour is really gonna do him some good.
Kayla, you know how much you can buy with 25 cents these days?
Yeah, how much?
About nothing.
Sayonara.
Laugh while you can, monkey boys. 25 cents an hour equals $2 a day. Times 5 days a week equals $10 a week. Times 4 weeks in a month, that's $40 a month. That's not chump change. That's gas for your car, a payment on your electric bill, or even a nice lunch. It all adds up. But the best way to cut expenses is to pick up some roommates, like these girls.
Hey, biz kid, why have one roommate when you can have 7?
Having 7 roommates is a lot of fun. It's really fun to have a house full of people that you can hang out with and interact with throughout your day. It's also a little crazier having a lot of people you live with that are all independent.
Hi. Hi.
We have a chore chart.
This is our chore list.
7 chores for 7 women.
And this is things to discuss at our Sunday night dinner.
So all 7 of us who live here, our names are all on the lease. It's good to have all 7 of us on the lease, so then if at any point there's somebody who's wanting to move out, it kind of gives them the responsibility of finding a subleaser. Otherwise, they're legally obligated to continue paying their rent.
If you guys could write me a check today, since we're all together, that would be really helpful.
Whitney got put in charge of bills and rent because she's a very organized person.
Well, I'm responsible for the finances of the house. House financier. I make sure to send out an email a week or so in advance reminding them, hey, the 25th is coming up. Please make sure you have your check in. And our rent is due on the 1st of every month.
And she mails it into our landlord at the 1st of every month.
Never been late. 7 checks. I've got great roommates.
Having roommates is great because it teaches you a lot about responsibility, but we get to learn about that together.
7 rent checks from 7 girls.
Let's get goofy, let's get goofy. Have fun
go fix my hair.
Hey.
Hey, you all, we all need to talk.
Why? You stealing one of my boyfriends again? Because you know I'll take you down. I'll just get him to hold my...
No, it's about the house.
Slammy saying we need to talk is never good. It's either about one of my boyfriends or money.
So, like, what are we all doing?
Well, I was gonna go get my nails done.
I'm working out.
Doing my hair.
No, I mean, are we all being good roommates? Are we all pitching in to help pay for food and utilities and the rent?
The show's network pays for this house. Why should we?
Well, it ain't always gonna be like that. What if we all had to get jobs?
Hey, you just used the G word.
Yo! Job starts with a J.
Whatever. And don't you start. You made me mess up my hair. If you're talking crazy, you're gonna have to get out.
I'm not talking crazy. It's what good roommates do. They make a budget and they pull together all the money at the same time every month so that they can get their bills paid on time. We all gotta be conscientious because if somebody doesn't pull their weight, it's my name on the lease.
Hello, I am Hillary, roommate robot number 629. I promise to pay my bills on time. I will promise to be a good roommate. Please love me.
Come in.
I heard that you are looking for a roommate.
Yeah.
I would very much like to move in.
Oh my gosh, that'd be great. Like, what could go wrong? So, like, I didn't know living with a vampire was gonna be so expensive.
I'm sorry. I have not had to use money since I was turned into a vampire back in the Civil War.
Right. Well, I didn't budget to keep the lights on all night. This electric bill has just, like, gone through the roof.
Well, perhaps we should use more candles. They are very romantic, no?
We've blown our candle budget. And all that synthetic blood stuff sure is expensive.
Well, perhaps it is that we should take on another roommate. I do know someone that has a job that could move in.
Are they like another vamp?
We would have to build another sleeping cubby, yes.
No, I totally don't want to invite another vampire into my house. Oh my gosh, what is that?
Werewolves. Don't worry, I will fight them.
Oh, great. There goes my damage deposit.
When you're preparing your budget to move out, there's a few things that your parents have been paying for that you've probably never really thought of.
Like laundry.
Internet access.
Your phone. Most kids take some clothes and some furniture from home when they move out, so that's not a big expense.
Yeah, I can take my laptop, my games, my phone, and my lava lamp.
And he said he needs his car. And he may have budgeted gas, but that's not the end of it.
There's auto insurance.
Maintenance.
Taxes and licensing fees.
Okay, note to self. Budget for car expenses.
You're entering a whole new playing field. If you budgeted well, great. If not...
I budgeted. Hello?
Hey, they're towing your car, man.
What do you mean they're towing my car?
I swear.
I'm Aaron. And I'm Caleb. We're students here at the University of Tennessee, Knoxville. We run a website called houseliving.com. What our site does is it allows students, both high school students and current college students, to look at reviews and also to post reviews of student housing around college campuses.
College freshmen moving to campus for the very first time, by going to houseliving.com, they are able to see ratings and reviews before they even move in on that move-in day.
Should I live here? 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 So much to choose from. We're helping college students to find housing on campus, but we're transitioning to live off campus.
Our budgets have drastically changed since moving off campus. There are a lot of incidentals that you have to account for by living off campus.
Utilities, rent, furniture.
We saved our money. We built up a nice savings account to have a cushion.
Just like we budget for rent and transportation, we also budget for emergencies.
You never know when things come up. You always have to expect the unexpected.
Hey, Biscuit, make sure you have a rainy day fund for emergencies. Plan B, the importance of having a plan B, having a plan B. My plan B is my emergency fund. My emergency fund is my plan B, and that money can be used for anything that just pops out. My plan B is my emergency fund. You never know what's gonna happen, when it's gonna happen, and how much it's gonna cost. So have that plan B.
Now back to the Big Biz movie, Expense Men.
Thanks for helping us move in, Professor.
Of course, moving out and getting your own place is a very important time in the life of every young mutant, but you have to remember, with independence comes responsibility.
What do you mean, responsibility?
I mean that every time young mutants move out, they act like they can do anything, especially with their finances. But I'm telling you, if you and Biclips don't start doing some serious budgeting, you're gonna run into serious trouble.
Trouble? I can shoot lasers out of my eyes.
Your superpowers won't allow you to buy groceries or pay the rent.
But I gotta eat. Well, I guess we never really thought about budgeting. Is it difficult?
Well, it's not that difficult. I mean, observe the hologram here. Now, this pie chart represents your monthly income. Out of that, put aside 35% of it for household expenses. The rent, utilities.
35%, but that's...
Not finished yet, Silverine! Anyway, another 15% should be for transportation. Your mutant mobile, gas, whatnot. Another 10% should be set aside for a long-term savings plan, plus a 5% emergency fund for unforeseen emergencies.
Like when we rip our super suits in a mutant battle?
Precisely. And then another 20% should be set aside for...
Rust-proofing Silverine's claws?
That's it.
Mutants. Why couldn't I have opened a school for biz kids?
What's up, biz kids? Kalen here. Right now, we're in Los Angeles, and I am looking for a new apartment. It is time for me to move out. This is my place where I live with 2 other guys. I wish it was a little bit cleaner, but it's not. One of the bad things about living with 2 roommates, dirty dishes. I need my own place. So some of the things that may be challenging moving out are, number 1, obviously I gotta pay all of the rent. I don't get to split it with 2 other guys, so it's gonna be more expensive. Number 2, utilities. I can't split that with anybody else now, so gotta pay all that. And internet connection. I need to pay my own internet now, so now I have to pay for all of it. Hi! I actually just came across your ad on online for your apartment in Studio City. Are you guys available to show it in the next day or 2? So, the new place that I'm looking for, obviously I'd love a pool, because pools are awesome. I'd love a gym, but you know, at the same time, I'm gonna have to downsize and maybe I'm gonna have to get a studio apartment instead of a 1-bedroom. And I'm looking for a place that's pretty close to my work so that I'm able to bike to work. I'm trying to cut down on costs so that I can afford to live on my own. So it's a 1-bedroom, pretty open, it's got a lot of windows. This is a plus. And it has a fridge. This is a plus. Waterworks, this is a plus. Pink tile, interesting. Fan, this is a plus. Got some closet space here. Could work, looks good. So, one of the great things about living on my own is that when the dishes are dirty, the only person to blame is myself.
Hi, I'm Capitalist Peg. If you're planning on moving out and living on your own, you need to be prepared. Huh? It can cost a heck of a lot more money than you think, Brian.
Well, I saved that money to pay my rent.
But did you think of this?
Cable, internet, phone bill, toilet bill.
One of the most important parts about living on your own and becoming independent is learning to pay the bills.
And pay them on time.
If you're late, you'll get more than just late fees and an angry landlord.
Late credit card payments, late utility payments, late cable TV payments means you'll be paying a higher interest on the balance. Did you budget for that?
Plus, not paying on time can also hurt your credit score.
Why is that important?
Because when you try to get a loan for a car or rent a house, they always check your credit score.
And that credit score follows you around.
And you can be denied a loan or pay more if you have a bad credit score.
And when it comes to having roommates, you may not be irresponsible, but if your name is on the lease or on the water bill,
or whatever bill,
guess what? You are responsible.
Even if my roommate flakes?
That bill's gotta be paid.
You could try getting the money from your roommate or do a better job picking one next time.
That's why when you're trying to be independent, always budget for the unexpected.
And keep an emergency fund to take care of unexpected bills.
From flaky roommates
to a car that blows a serpentine belt.
You need to budget money to plan for the unexpected.
I pay most of my expenses online. It's easier, it's safer than sending them in the mail, and it's a great way to avoid paying late fees.
Plus, it can all be integrated into your overall budget.
Thus, avoiding late fees.
As long as you pay the internet bill.
And I see it's due tomorrow. Right on time.
I paid my bills right from my cell phone. See, I just type in.
What does the ancient writing on the rock say?
It says always pay your bills on time.
It does.
That way you'll avoid paying fees and penalties.
It says that?
Yes, and it says to always keep a good credit history.
There's some additional writing here.
Oh?
It says,
Yes?
whoever touches this rock shall be forever cursed.
I didn't touch any neither.
I'm Kahinda. I design dresses and I pay my bills on time. This is a size 4. I do fashion. I've shown some of it at school, and I've dressed some beauty pageants in Africa. When I get paid, I make sure I keep away a lot of money, enough money to cover me for 2 months. Every month I have to pay the rent, groceries, heat, and gas. I've found it that if I have a month ahead, it helps me not to panic or to worry about what I'm going to do the next month, how I'm going to get the rent. Hey, biz kid, if you want to live on your own, live within your means.
Doc, you gotta help me. Dust off the time machine.
What is it, Artie?
Well, you see, these debt collectors are after me, so I gotta go back in time and tell myself to pay my bills on time, otherwise they're never gonna get off my back.
Sorry, I can't let you do that, Artie.
But Doc, my credit score's going down the tubes.
I'm afraid I can't help you, Artie. I can't let you use the time machine.
But Doc.
But nothing. Listen, Artie, it's your responsibility to pay your bills on time. Your credit score depends on it.
I know, that's why I gotta go back.
No can do, Artie. No can do. If I let you go back in time to change your credit scores, you could alter the entire time-space continuum. Plus, you'd learn nothing about managing your finances. But you can fix your credit score, Artie, if you start paying your bills on time now. How much do you owe anyway?
1.21 gigabucks.
1.21 gigabucks! Great Scott!
Hey, biz kid, don't get caught by surprise when you move off campus. Is that right? I'm Taylor. I am a junior at Indiana University studying musical theater. My freshman year, I lived in the dorm, so I wanted to kind of be on my own and I wanted to experience college, but I didn't realize how much I had to pay up front to live on my own. It's kind of scary to live on my own, you know? When we first came in and we were talking about the lease and getting ready to sign it, I was a little shocked. I was really shocked at the money I had to pay up front before even really moving in.
You mean I have to pay my deposit up front?
I kind of didn't realize, like, oh, I have to have this down payment of like $350 plus a portion of rent, which is now $400 and something. And I didn't realize up front you had to do those utilities right away.
And my utilities.
I signed a piece of paper that said I am responsible for paying this much amount of money. I mean, sitting there, I was like, this is kind of a big deal. Like, I actually have to pay this money, or I don't know what's gonna happen, you know?
This is kind of a big deal.
After paying all these things up front when I first moved in, I didn't have the money to go out and buy a bunch of groceries, so I was eating noodles, which you can buy for like 17 cents a package. They're not the most filling things, but it's food. Moving out and living on my own off campus, I've learned how to budget my money. I have so much money in my checking account that I use for groceries. I have so much in my savings for my rent. This is Matt.
Hi, Matt.
We're roommates. We split the rent, and I had budgeted out how much that'll be for an entire year. Also, I have some money set aside in case something happens to my car and I need to go take it in to get fixed. You have to budget your money around what you've done, and then, okay, but I still have enough for groceries, right? Hey, biz kid, don't be caught by surprise when moving off campus. Budget carefully.
So, this biz kid says to me...
Yeah?
What the biz kid say?
He says, when it comes to financial life skills, the first thing you gotta do is figure out how to budget. Budget?
Budget?
Yeah, but it's not always that easy to budget. Even with all of us trying. Exactly.
Yeah.
That's right.
I've been saving, I'm moving out. Budgeting is now the key to helping me make the rent. Finally, I will stop my shopping sprees. Go ahead and take me out, and I won't buy a thing. I've been saving, I am moving out. Budgeting is now the key to helping me make the rent. The bills from shopping remind me of fun. They keep me thinking that I almost spent it all. The bills from shopping, they leave me cashless. I can't help feeling I could have spent it all. Gotta pay my rent. I have to pay the price of my bills, or the late fees will be big. I could have spent it all. Gotta pay my rent. I have to pay the price of my bills, or the late fees, the late fees, the late fees, the late fees will be big.
So how much does life cost? A lot.
Now, when you move out, you've got to make a budget. From there, you can trim your budget depending on the choices you make.
When I move out of the house, I'll have to keep a tight budget.
And have an emergency fund in a bank or credit union.
So, after completing my budget, I realize I'm gonna need some roommates to make this happen. So, are either of you interested in finding a place to live together?
Dude, I've seen your room.
Yeah, and I've seen you cook. Not gonna happen.
I guess it's back to the parents' basement for another year.
Anybody need a room?
No pets, no loud music, recycling out at 6 p.m. and no hogging the bathroom.
Gosh, you guys sound like my parents.
That man's getting a gut.
Cashless, I can't help feeling I could have spent it all. Gotta pay my rent.
At last, let's go get our nails done.
Yeah, you know, after that, I really need to go to the tanning salon.
Yeah, you do.
What do you mean by that?
What?
What do you mean by that?
Yeah, I'm just saying that you could be a
What
lady doctor.
What do you mean? You got a big mouth, you know that? Turn around, say that to my face.
Hey, I'm Slammy, and when I'm not fighting with Snorky, I'm watching Biz Kids on public television.
Are you a kid that runs a successful business?
If so, then go to bizkids.com.
We want to...
Are you hiring?
Wait, are you looking for a job?